Hi, everyone. I'm Kim Conway. I'm a spiritual psychic medium, licensed therapist, intuitive soul coach, and energy healer. And today you're about to watch a live recording of me reading one of my channeled poems and doing an inspired talk about it. The topic is letting go. It is aimed to help you learn why this is so important, tips on how to do it, and inspiration to move forward and begin to make this a practice in your life. To learn more about my work, just go to kimconway.com. And now enjoy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just get started. Welcome, everybody. So grateful that you have all joined me today for my talk about letting go. And most of you know that my name is Kim Conway, and I'm a spiritual psychic medium. I'm also an intuitive coach, therapist, and I do energy healing. And one of the things that I am just most passionate about that came about from my mediumship is doing inspired writing. And it's become a huge part of my life. I dedicate a lot of time to my writing. I'm writing a book right now. I do channeled poems, affirmations, and prayers for people. So if you ever want one, you can just go to the homepage of my website and request that you have a poem written just for you. I always keep those absolutely private. I never share those with anyone else. And they're really fun because they give you the information that your soul wants you to know. And it's really lovely because a lot of times I'm doing these for people I don't even know who they are. And it always ends up being something that they needed to hear, or that they needed to inspire them, or to ignite some healing. So it's really a wonderful part of my work. So you can go to kimconway.com on the homepage for that. But today I'm so excited. We're going to talk about letting go. And really, who doesn't need that, right? We all absorb things all the time, don't we? And some of us are really good about that release and that letting go. And others of us get caught. We get caught in the tangled web of it, and it kind of really brings us down and makes our days feel a little less fulfilling. So we're going to talk a little bit about today about why letting go is important. I'm going to give you some tips on how to do it. And hopefully you're going to leave today. My goal is that you leave inspired to try to do this more for yourself. I'm going to begin, as I always do, with reading something from writing. And this is actually a poem about letting go. And the poems, I just sit, I get in my power, and I just write them as fast as I can. And they're quite fun. And it always just amazes me what can come from when we spend a little time just writing, connecting into our soul and writing. Okay, so I'm going to start. The act of letting go is simpler than you know. As simple as the exhale, for nothing that hurts or saddens you or causes you distress is meant to sit within. It is merely meant to pass through as you take your next breath. Letting go is your path to blend with your soul. For any time you allow the release, you shall feel a light ignited and a feeling of peace. Use what hurts and causes you distress to move forward and evolve and inspire the rest. For each time you do, you show another they can too. You hold on too tightly to distress and pain, and too often don't use it for your own gain. This gain is the expansion of your inner light as you recognize your own ability to fight through any hurt and any hardship. And each time you do, you receive a chip from your own inner diamond, the power that is you, telling you and whispering each day it's true. Please allow for me to guide you and lead you and teach you all of the truths held within me, perfectly scribed for you. Allow the reveal, the uncovering of who you are, and let go of those doubts and fears and lies. Allow your heart to soar to the sky and feel yourself blossom as a beautiful rosebud, and feel me blend with you, your mother, your father, your guide, your teacher, your spirit, gifted to you from Great Spirit. Yes, this is true. And know who you are finally at last, and let go of what has been told to you in the past. So just sit for today. Choose one hurt, one sorrow, one fear or fright, and let it go in a deep exhale and illuminate your magnificent soul light. It is so easy, you see, as easy as saying, I want to be me. And with that desire to be one with your soul, you begin the process and journey of truly letting go. For your soul's desire to be limitless and free, say to your soul, yes, I want to be me. And as you do, feel your heart soar and a desire ignited to learn so much more. I hope you enjoyed that poem. And I want to just talk to you a little bit about it and what was flowing through me as I was writing it. The first thing that I really, really noticed was this connection between letting go and blending with our souls. I never thought of it that way before, and I wonder if any of you have as well. That anytime we are absorbing things that make us doubt ourselves, bring us down, trigger us in some way, we are taking steps away from being with our soul and our soul mind and that all that love and that wisdom of it. And we are filling ourselves with our ego and conscious mind only. And yes, as humans, we have that ego and conscious mind. It kind of runs our lives most of the time, doesn't it? And we're meant to, but we're not meant to walk away from the soul and the soul mind. We are meant to be blended with that too. As human beings, we stand in between really two worlds, the world of God, Great Spirit, Source, Creator of all, whatever you call it, and the world of nature. And the beautiful thing about being a human being is that you are both. You are both. You are part of Great Spirit and the Creator of all. That is inside of you. That is the truth and your true essence of you. And you are also part of nature, of the earth, of our planet, which also gives us so much beautiful energy, creation, growth, life. And how often do you forget that you are part of these two things? Maybe you don't even believe yet that you are part of Great Spirit and that is part of who you are, and all that love and that power is you. Maybe you don't even believe that. So if you don't even believe that, you can't even sit in the balance of who you are in humanity. And that is a challenge for us, isn't it? Because we are taught all over the place that we are separated from that. We are taught that in our religions, We are taught that in our doubt, in our fear, in our distrust, all of the time. So when we let go, we take a step towards uniting with our souls. Isn't that a beautiful thought? Isn't that a beautiful thought? Doesn't that just kind of energize you and motivate you to just release the things that are kind of dragging you down? And a lot of times those things are so unimportant, aren't they? Maybe it's just a look you got from someone. Maybe someone in your house is kind of irritating you, right? They're making noise, they're disturbing you, you're trying to work. Maybe you're driving your car and another driver annoyed you, right? It can be these little tiny things. And then, of course, it can be big things. It can be great hurts that have occurred, traumatic experiences that you have survived. It can be those big things too. Those are harder, aren't they? So if you have some of those big things, start with the small. Use them as practice to help yourself learn how to release and how to let go. And we have so many distractions all the time from being with that soul and that soul mind and all of that love. Those distractions are part of our human life, right? They take us off course because our course is meant to be getting closer and closer and blended more and more with our soul and spirit, and allowing it to guide us and open us up and help us grow and learn, help us become closer to Great Spirit. Maybe help us with that little droplet that we have of Great Spirit, help that grow and expand and become more and more and a greater part of us. As in the poem, our father, our mother, our guide, our teacher. What if we only listen to that part of ourselves? Can you imagine that? If you didn't listen to what other people told you, if you didn't listen to all that negative self-talk inside your mind, and you only listened to that loving guide, your soul, that source, how would that change you? How would that help you let go? Oh, maybe it would even prevent you from absorbing in the first place so that you have nothing to let go. Because behind letting go is an absorption. We are like a sponge, aren't we? We're soaking stuff up all the time. The things we need, but the things we don't need, right? And just like a sponge, after a while, you've got to wring it out. You've got to let it go. You know, in our homes, we take an old dirty sponge, we just throw it away. We say, you've lived your time, right? So we have to do that with the things that drag us down too, and say, it's time to let go of you. You're dragging me down. You've lived your time. You've served your purpose. And that is a piece of being able to let go, understanding what purpose has it served? What is it trying to teach you? Because every time we are triggered in some way, irritated in some way, there is a message in that. There is something that we haven't learned yet. We haven't figured out. What is that? So to let go, you have to understand a few things. You have to understand what triggers you. What are the things that get you? Then you have to understand, well, why? And it's not because it's someone else's fault. It's because the why is connected to what are you supposed to be learning about yourself? In what way are you being challenged to grow and just be more and be more united with your soul and live your life from that beautiful, loving, powerful source, allowing that to be your guide, your father, your mother, your guide, your teacher, instead of that trigger being that for you. And it helps, doesn't it, if we can understand what those triggers are, learn from them, then they no longer trigger us. And if it's such a deep hurt and they're still triggering you a little bit, then learning just how to set that boundary and protect yourself from absorbing, that's okay too. I always say the only thing we have to protect ourselves from is our ego mind and sometimes other people. But everything else is really love, isn't it? Our earth is love. It's all creation. It's filled with vegetation and plant life, which is just more beautiful souls of love. Beautiful little animals and creatures and big animals, more souls of love. And of course, Great Spirit, which is all around us, woven inside of us, swirling around us. It's really just the ego mind and sometimes other people that you just don't resonate with. And that's it, right? Now, letting go, it's kind of a kind, easy, non-triggering phrase, but it's really connected to forgiveness, isn't it? And forgiveness is huge. Forgiveness, I believe, is one of the biggest ways to become more united with your soul, more blended with your soul, and grow and evolve and be your true self. Forgiveness is an opportunity to do so, but it's really hard, isn't it? And when I work with people in my intuitive coaching, that's often a big piece of what we're doing. And whenever I say, oh, we're going to work on forgiveness, I can just feel that person, oh, I can't do that, right? Because it's so hard. It really does challenge us. And I feel it's because it's our relationship with forgiveness. It's how we define it. It's what we believe it is. But what if forgiveness is really letting go in a way where something or someone can't exercise any power over you anymore? What if forgiveness is about releasing their ability to make you feel something that you don't want to feel? That's something to think about, isn't it? And forgiveness is also attached to repentance. It's a two-way street. And when two people do those things together, it's like an explosion of growth and love. It not only helps those two people, but anyone that is witness of it or hears about it is ignited to grow in the awe of it, right? Because we all know these are not easy things to do. It is not easy to say, I forgive. It's also, for some reason, not easy to say, I'm sorry. And I believe the I'm sorry is hard because of our ego mind. We don't want to really take responsibility for what we've done. We want to attach it to something else. But if we take responsibility for it, then we heal and we grow. We just never do it again, do we? We become better. So all of these things are woven together with letting go. And the motivating driving force is to be more connected with your soul and get to know your soul. Get to know, who am I? What is that wisdom inside my soul that I can share with somebody else? What is the wisdom within my soul that can help make our days brighter. It is so easy. And as the poem says, as easy as the exhale. I do believe as humans, we make so many things complicated, more complicated than they need to be, because our ego mind just wraps around them. It finds every little pore and crack and hole to just seep right into. And we're attracted to it like a magnet, aren't we? We can get caught up in it. The soul mind. So powerful, but it's ever so gentle. As a parent, the mother, the father, the guide, the teacher, allowing you to grow at your pace, to be who you are in this human life, all the while being right there saying, I am here. Get to know me. Get to know me. Be with me. See how this can help you. Let me help you. Let me guide you. Let me be the biggest part of you. For each one of us is like a little jigsaw puzzle with many pieces, and each piece of that puzzle is so important. But what if the soul could become most of those pieces? Wouldn't that puzzle just illuminate? Wouldn't it? I once had someone say to me, I don't think it's about turning on our light of our soul. I think the light's already turned on. I think it's about removing that thick, heavy blanket. I love that. I love that. Because I believe that's true. Our souls expand with our learning, but they're already so bright and glistening. And sometimes when I imagine the world of spirit and what it looks like, I imagine all around it's a little dark and it's illuminated by the lights of all the souls and all the spirits and great spirit. That it's a light going outward rather than as humans, we have light coming in, right? Light from our sun, light from the moon. And that maybe it just works opposite there. I don't know. It's just something that I like to imagine that I can give to you. And the last thing I want to say about letting go is that when we let go, we are attaching to loving ourselves, being kind to ourselves, self-love. Because to be fully human in between the God source and nature, we have to love ourselves. It's a must. Because our truth is that we are those two things. And you can't be this soul, this loving power, part of great spirit, full of love, and not love yourself. It's not possible, right? So that would be part of the healing that you would have to do to get closer to your soul, is include yourself in all that love. Take care of yourself. Value yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be true to yourself. Honor yourself. And as you do that for others. As you do, you want to help others more. And as you do, you serve others. And every time you do that, you are blended with your soul. Your soul is right there, front and center, saying, yes, 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 I am with you. Be with me. So let's let it go. And maybe there's one particular thing on your mind. Maybe you have a whole list of things that, oh, if you could just let it go, you would feel so much better. And maybe as I conclude today, we can just take a nice, deep, sacred breath together. And as you exhale, shed some of what's making you feel a little less fulfilled in your life, making your life a little harder. Just shed it and give it out to the universe, because the universe will know exactly what to do with it. And feel that love of your soul that, as the poem says, it whispers to you because it's so gentle, but it is very strong. So let's just together take in a beautiful sacred breath. And as you breathe in just with this reminder that you are soul. And as you exhale, just shedding out anything that is making you feel not so fulfilled. And just feel those shoulders relax a little bit. Feel your heart. Feel some warmth on it. Feel your mood rise up a bit. Maybe you even feel your soul. Maybe you have some goosebumps. And that is the power. That is the power of letting go. So I'm going to conclude now with my talk and just give everyone a moment to think of any questions that you have or anything that you want to add to that. Maybe something that you have discovered that helps you let go and might help somebody else.